Hello viewers, welcome to Mathathon. Today's video, we'll be looking at dividing fractions by whole numbers. Now a fraction has a numerator part and a denominator part. Here we have 20 over 100, where 20 is our numerator and 100 is our denominator. How do we divide fractions by whole numbers? The first step, we are going to write the whole number as a fraction with a denominator of 1. The second step, we're going to find the reciprocal. We're going to reverse the numerator and the denominator of the second fraction. The third step, we're going to multiply the numerators and the denominators. And lastly, we're going to simplify if possible. Here we have 2 over 4 being divided by 5. Here we have keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep 2 over 4. We're going to change this division sign to a multiplication sign. And from the steps, what do you think I'm going to do with the 5? Very good. I'm going to give it a denominator of 1 and then flip it. And from what we just read, when I flip it, what do we call this flip? Very good. We call it the reciprocal. Now let's try it. So we're going to keep, firstly, we're going to put the denominator of 1. We're going to keep 2 over 4. Remember, we're going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign. And then we're going to flip the 5 over 1, which will become 1 over 5. Now, the third step said we should multiply the numerators and the denominators. So when I multiply 2 by 1, I end up with 2. When I multiply 4 by 5, I end up with 20. Now, can this be simplified? How do you simplify this? Very good. I can use 2. I can say 2 into itself goes 1 time, and 2 into 20 goes 10 times. So here, my fraction is 1 over 20. Let's try another example. We have a half divided by 3. Now remember, what should I do with the 3? Very good. We're going to give it a denominator of 1. We're going to keep the half. We're going to change this to a multiplication sign. We're going to find the reciprocal, or what else could I say? I could flip it. So I would now have 1 over 3. And I'm going to multiply my numerators and my denominators. When I multiply 1 times 1, I end up with 1. And when I multiply 2 times 3, I'll end up with 6. So there we go. Our fraction is 1 over 6. Now, I want for you to pause the video and attempt this question. You could either put your answer in the comment section before you play the video, or you could let me know if you got the third example correct while we're working the question. Alright, so I hope you did that. Either you commented to let me know your answer, or you can let me know if you got it correct afterwards. So we have 3 over 4 being divided by 2. We should keep the 3 over 4. What did you do with the sign? Very good. So you change it to a multiplication sign, and then the 2 should have a denominator of 1. Right? And then we're going to find the reciprocal of it, which is 1 over 2. Now, we're going to multiply what? We're going to multiply the numerators and the denominators. Now, when I multiply 3 times 1, I end up with 3. And when I multiply 4 times 2, I end up with 8. So here we have it. Our fraction is 3 over 8. I hope you got this correct. Now for the next example, we have 2 over 3 divided by 4. The same concept. We're going to keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep my 2 over 3. Before I go any further, what should I do with my 4? I'm going to give it, very good, the denominator of 1. I'm going to change this to a multiplication sign, and then my second fraction will now become 1 over 4. Now when I multiply 2 times 1, I will end up with 2. And when I multiply 3 by 4, I will end up with 12. Now do you think this can be simplified? Yes, very good. We can use 2. I can simply say 2 into itself goes 1 time, and 2 into 12 goes 6 times. Very good. Now here we have 3, so now the whole number is our first fraction. Remember, at all times we should still flip our second fraction. Now let's try this. So I'm going to put 1 as my denominator, and then I'm going to keep the 3 over 1 this time, because it's our first fraction. I'm going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and I'm going to flip this second fraction, which will now become 6 over 1. So we have 2 ones as our denominator. Now when I multiply 3 by 6, I will end up with 18. And when I multiply 1 by 1, I will end up with 1. So here, our answer is simply 18. Now for the last example, I want for you to pause the video. I want for you to comment your answer, or once you replay the video and you got it correct, you can let me know in the comment section. Alright, so I hope you got this correct. Just as the other example, we're going to put our whole number, that's what we have been doing, over 1, and then we're going to start dividing. But before we do that, we have to keep our 9 over 1. Now what did you do with your sign just now? Very good. So you change it to a multiplication sign, and then for the second fraction, what did you do? Very good. So you flipped it, you found the reciprocal, so it will now become 5 over 6. Now we're going to multiply our numerators and our denominators. Now 9 times 5 is 45. And 6 times 1 is 6. So we ended up with an improper fraction. But remember, we can change an improper fraction to a mixed number. So we need to know how many times can 6 go into 45. How many sets of 6 can I get from 45? Very good, 7. With a remainder of what? With a remainder of 3. And our denominator will still be 6. So remember, once you're changing from an improper fraction to a mixed number, you have to divide the denominator into the numerator, and then you're going to put your answer as the whole number, and then the remainder will become the numerator, and the denominator will still remain the same. Now, I hope this video was so helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.